At this point, I think I need to stop even bringing up my inconsistency and just, I'm you'll get your days. You'll get your videos in your days. I'm so sorry. Welcome back, my geekers, my tweakers, and my goons. First off, I'm sorry for leaving that off the way I did last week. That was kind of ridiculous, but stand on what I said, to be honest. When it comes to, and I preface this by saying, moving forward, I'm going to go off of and finish off my previous videos thoughts. So last week I had ended off talking about overcorrecting, and I just wanted to finish that off by saying, yeah, that one in particular is something that is a little bit more a discernible element, I will call it. And by that I mean there are certain things you do in your life that are like micro instances of doing that, but it's like death by a billion cuts or a million cuts, whatever the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? And it builds up over time and you'll bleed out eventually. So it's just something to take into consideration. However, moving that out of the way, I want to start off by saying, whew, what a year. We're not even, well, I guess we are. Actually, we already passed the halfway mark. That's kind of crazy. That's its own thing. But a lot of things have been happening. And a lot of things have not been happening. And that was a corny way to start this off, but we should start picking up on our slack a little bit. This is a video that's come after a little bit of self-reflection, as you can see, because I post a little inconsistently, even though I brought up posting Monday through Friday. And because I've noticed this in myself, I'm sure some people can also share in this problem, but I want to start this one, or I've already started this video. I want to go across this video, kind of spreading my thoughts on it and why we do it, but in a less quote unquote formatted way that I tend to do these, barely, but just what I've realized. So, number one, comfort is a fucking killer. I've already made a video on that, but it's such a reoccurring theme, especially in, well, our time now, like the time we live in. Comfort is literally like the number one de facto reason most people don't progress. But it gets everybody. I won't say everybody, because there are some like really hot-headed, insane people out there, and more power to you all. But for some people, you know, living on a comfortable little mattress suffices. So when we fall into the habits of something like you trading off one bad habit for another, you saying you'll be done with that habit the next time will be the last time. First off, these are addiction phrases, so we should definitely get that checked into. But you start to notice, and you get angry with yourself, for one, you do. And it's little microaggressions you do towards yourself at a point. Like, you may become like masochistic in your habits a little bit. Like, you smoke, for example, but like when you smoke, you take like a deep breath so you can really feel it. That's masochistic. I want you to know that you're sick in the head. I love you though. I'm just as sick. Not. No. Things like that, it puts your brain in a cycle. You see how that builds up? Like, you not doing the one thing you wanted to do kind of compounds and recycles itself into a thought loop that puts your brain into like a subconscious loop of, well, I haven't done this and I said I was going to do it, so I don't like this, so I must not like myself. So then if I don't like myself, I must punish myself, and you punish yourself by doing. So that's one problem that may arise. And to that I say, you know, there's a million and one fixes for any person. It just more so depends on like how you prefer to go about it. And that's something else I really need to start going into the direction of with these videos, is like discerning elements. But for the most part, that's not really going to be able to slow down. That's not really going to be able to be done until I do like something like 101s or live stream, because it's too specific. But there are really discernible elements in your life that you should really hold on to and pay attention to those things, because 9 times out of 10 in your filler episodes, you tend to build up a lot of habits that, like I was saying, in your filler episodes, you may start to build up habits that, you know, you could do without, and you know you could do without them, but because those are your days of comfort away from like your main story episodes, whatever the fuck they would be called, main plot line, you may have like a certain amount of like comfort habits you've instilled into them. You know what I'm saying? Like you may lay down a little bit longer than you should in your filler days because you're not doing anything that day, so you might as well. It's those little gaps of time that you could be filling with other things. I'm not saying you have to always get your ass up and always be doing something if you don't have that drive to do so. But if you have the drive to be doing that, then those are those little moments of time you should be getting your ass up because you have time. You see what I'm saying? Like, your filler episodes are where you're going to make most of your progress, and I'll be talking about that tomorrow. But just for now, understand that you have a lot of time and a lot of potential, but it's all locked behind all the little shit you do every day. So if you bullshit every day, you're gonna bullshit. There's nothing it doesn't really go past that, to be honest. I mean, like if you can find a way to like turn bullshit into like something cohesive, more power to you. I'm sure multiple people have, but like it ends up just smelling like bullshit. So instead, what we can do is try to build a foundation with something more stable. So say you want to lay down like 3 hours. I did that day. Okay, cool. One of those hours, organize your notes or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like just do little micro things to realign and reassert yourself into who you are. Recalibration is kind of where I've been on today, and I think that's also why I wanted to make this video about this, because I think recalibration, especially like at least on a weekly basis, if not monthly, can really help a lot. And people do things to recalibrate in everyday life: ground, meditate, run for 5 hours straight. But as long as it's a healthy method that you consistently keep in your routine to keep yourself going in that recalibrated state, and you don't let yourself fall far into like just dysfunction and disorderly conduct, like clean your fucking room. You know, your room's clean, your brain's clean, basically, because by the time you have all that space back, now you're like, oh yeah, I can step on the floor without kicking shit over. You know what I'm saying? Clear shit out. Reorganize yourself. Simple shit. And it's always the simple things. It really is. But sometimes we just need to hear it relayed back to us. I, for one, have needed that. But, you know, be patient with yourself, of course. Always. You shouldn't be too hard on yourself when hearing things like this, because it is a process of like re-getting your shit back together. It's just about getting your shit back together, okay? Doesn't matter how many times you fucked it up before, you can do it again. And this time maybe it's time. But if you choose to let it go again, you've chosen to let it go again. And the world will give you another chance once again. And then it will do it again. But time is only going on. And you're only getting older. So make sure you do what you need to when you get to the first time, or the second time, or the third time. You just don't want to be doing it by like the 13th time, because now you've wasted a little too much time. But I just wanted to make sure you all got your video today, and I hope you enjoyed my yapping, my geekers, my tweakers, and my goons. Thank you for listening to Solace, and I'll be back tomorrow. I pinky promise.